Good afternoon. Today we're going to be talking about the effects of music, and everyone who is watching this show, or even everyone in the world, has had music bless their lives in some way or another. Um, One thing that the Bible even talks about the effects of music when it talks about in 1 Samuel 16:23. It says, "And it came to pass when the evil spirit from God was upon Saul, David took a harp and played with his hand. So Saul was refreshed and was well, and the evil spirit departed from him." Now, one thing about music is it does not matter what kind of mood you're in. If you're in a good mood, music refreshes you and energizes you. If you're in a bad mood, music helps you through those bad moods. You've gone through a heartbreak, music helps with that. But what we will see, if you haven't seen before as well, I'm sure most people have, is that music can positively affect you and negatively affect you depends on what you're wanting to get out of it. It's kind of like movies and like any type of entertainment. Um, the nature of music has drastically changed over the course of my lifetime. And I was talking to my my guest last night, and he was talking about it, that the changes in music has changed, like has been drastically on the decline, even ever since even before we were born. And I know I'm 45. So you're like, oh no, that's not possible. But no, I just had to throw that in there because I get people telling me that I'm old all the time. But it's just funny. It's something you learn to accept. But anyway, um, it's like, and one thing, because the type of music I've always liked is like some pop, some Christian, original country. But even those have gotten worse. Like I went from a time, contemporary Christian, like with artists like Rich Mullins, Point of Grace, Phillips Craig and Dean, New Song, Newsboys. Um, my pop days, I love Hanson, still do, to this day. Um, but most of that, like the contemporary Christian scene, is whack now. It's gone from style and substance, where you feel like you're getting fed spiritually and energized, to basically all substance. You've got a few bands now like Casting Crowns and Mercy Me that are pretty solid, but most Christian artists nowadays are more the showy entertainment than they are about style and substance. And we'll hear more, like in detail, the decline of music, from Ben, because he's a he did a mixtape 12 years ago when we were in Chicago for about a week. And first thing that he told me, when that I remember when we first became friends, is that I'm not going to sell my soul for a record deal. And and that really drew our friendship, because I'm like, good. I don't need like people who sell their souls around me. We can't have that. But in the Bible, it talks about evil communication corrupts good morals, or even bad company corrupts good morals. In a sense, you could say that music keeps you company. It's your friend when nobody else seemingly is. And so, like being around, I think music probably is connected to the people not caring about God, because a lot of the undertones cause people to even like to turn away, and they don't even realize it. Like my brother and a friend of mine at the time, they listened to a group called 3 6 Mafia, and there was a song they liked, "Stay Fly," and and we were reading a thing that says like that the undertones were saying, singing, singing allegiance to Satan. You're my God. You're my Father. And Cliff and his friend were like, they listened to it, like, oh my gosh, yes, it does. They stopped listening to it, to their credit. But the subliminal messages are probably the most deadly part of music, because what it's not what you are hearing, but what is underneath it all that probably causes the greatest impact. So now I'll go ahead and turn this over to Ben. Let him say what he has to say, and then I'll close up. You ready?
Damn. So this is basically going to be generated towards the youth, and I'm pretty sure anybody watching this video is going to automatically, realize what I'm trying to say, and that's if you look at the music nowadays in relation to the past, we'll go back to like 1970s. Every genre has been infiltrated by this demonic agenda. You can go rock and roll, heavy metal. Look at pop music nowadays. Look at all these artists that the youth adore: Taylor Swift, Ariana Grande, Sam Smith. All their music videos, how they carry themselves, it's not godly. They don't have no interest in anything good. You see it at the Grammys. They do these music performances. They're either dressed as an angel, the devil, or they portray themselves coming from the sky. But yet, God doesn't exist. So it's like, where are you basing where you're coming off from? I made music I used to rap for like 15 years in Chicago. So I know what I'm talking about. I put music out. Looking back at what the music I made at the time, yeah, it felt good. It was right. But you look at hindsight's 2020, right? So years pass, you reflect on your past. There's a lot of things, that you might not like. You realize, I was right, I was wrong, whatever. But the youth of today, they're falling down a dark hole with the music. You see it in drill rap. Hip hop is probably the lyrical hip hop genre is probably the cleanest, because they're not focused on telling you how many drugs they do in a day, or how much they smoke, or what they're popping, or lean this, lean that. The music that was made back in the 70s were to protest a lot of wars. Look at Marvin Gaye, stuff like that. The artists nowadays, it's secular. Everything they're focused on is secular. It has nothing to do with the spiritual world, or nothing like that. All these, like I said, the music videos, it's all Illuminati and occult symbolism. Okay, like I said, if you do the research on this stuff, it doesn't take much time, and it's not hard. And knowledge is power. So the more you know, the better you're going to be able to see things. So if you're young and you're watching this video, you have to ask yourself, where do I see myself in 5 years? Because the times we're living in, there's not much time left. So it's important to get right with the Lord now while you have a chance. Get your house in order, because if you don't do that, well, you're not going to be with the Lord. It's that simple. Um, he gives us simple instructions. If you love me, you'll keep my will. If you don't, well, you won't be with him in heaven. It's pretty simple. It doesn't take much brain power to garner what he's saying. So all this stuff you see in the music videos, it's not cool. You think it's cool now, but it's really not cool. The majority of people, if you were to take a survey, 90% of them, if they're older people, are going to tell you, no, that's foolish, that's childish, that's not smart, and because it's not, with age comes wisdom. It's true. Look at the youth nowadays. They don't want to work. They disrespect their elders. They to them they're living for the moment. But life goes on. So after that moment's over, then what? They don't have a plan. They're growing up in an ungodly society. They've taken God out of everything. These kids don't know God. If they did, if they had someone to guide them and lead them, like a positive role model, which there are really not any positive role models no more nowadays. So, but there's always the Bible. It's been there. It's always going to be there, because the Word is the only thing that's not going to pass away. But this earth will, this organic flesh will, and before that time happens, repent. Tell the Lord you love Him, and follow in His way. Pick up His cross and follow in His way, because if you don't, you're gonna be in hell. Just like heaven is forever, well, hell is gonna be forever too. And I'll just end with that. But thank you for your time. Have a good day.
I'm back. That's about it from here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this video. Click like, subscribe if you like. Comment. If you have any questions or you think there's something we could have done better, let us know. And I will see you next week. God bless.